Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Iron Josh, and today we're going to be doing the one, the only Traveler. And so we're going to talk about what to use your Traveler for, how to equip your Traveler, and we're just going to deep dive a little bit more into where the Traveler is good when we're getting into Season 1 and using it as I've used, well, my Traveler's a girl, so as I've used her. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into our Traveler.
Hey,
What?
hey, tell them about the secret team.
No.
Yes,
We're
tell them.
not telling them about the team. No.
Yes, tell
We're
them.
doing this team.
Tell them about the secret team.
No, we're not going to talk about you until next week.
Shh. Tell them about the
They're going to learn about this team first.
Secret
and
team.
Then we'll talk about the secret.
Team secret.
No
Secret
secret
team?
team.
Yes, secret team.
No secret team.
Tell them about the secret team.
No, we're just going into the video. Get out of here. We'll talk about you next week.
Tell them.
As I've gotten these videos started and done for you guys, I've had a lot of fun doing them, and I've waited to do the Traveler as the last one because it is the most important unit. It is getting us through a lot of the gameplay, and you know sometimes you just gotta save the best for last. So when you're designing your Traveler, have a lot of fun with it. You are going to be looking at your Traveler for quite a bit, and the story of the Traveler is absolutely an amazing one, and I can't get over how good of a story this game is, how they work your character through it all, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. As we get into playing in Season 1, I've had such a good time, like I said. We can switch the elements of your Traveler if you come down here near Upgrade to switch element. And one of the best things I found about the Traveler is that you really only need to focus on building it in attack. So me personally, I've never even used the lightning one, except for maybe once. I tried it and turned it right back off because most of the stages are easier to go through with the fire teams, with the poison in Season 1, fire and poison. And then I also have a necro and ice team that I built that I've been using as well. Plus the shields come good in a few dungeons. I'll get to that later though. So back to lightning, we'll go over it really quick. If you're interested in using lightning, comment below, let me know how it worked out for you. At the start of the battle, it grants attack speed up to all enemies or all allies for 10 seconds. And you're going to have deals 350% attack lightning damage to the enemy with a 75% chance of inflicting blind for 5 seconds, which isn't bad. It's a is this single target though? You can't, it doesn't say. This one here, that actually might be an error. This one here, Call Lightning, they do AoE. And so it deals 600% attack lightning damage to enemies within a range with a 75% chance of inflicting stunned. So you're moving through Goblin. Stunning enemies really isn't a big deal because you're trying to wave clear and you need that extra damage. So that's why in the fire, you're looking at the AoE modifiers that go off with her attacks. So 660 is really good. Plus you're going to go with the affinity of poison and fire, which is really easy to build in Season 1. So I'll get into affinity in another video. If you guys are interested in that, go check that out. So 600% lightning damage, it's not bad. Stunning the enemy isn't bad either. It's actually a good thing, obviously, for 3 seconds. 3 seconds isn't a long time in this game, but you're going to be looking to focus mostly on AoE damage for your first set of teams. So you can build directly into attack, 125% attack fire 3 times to the enemy, which is a really nice multiplier here. And then you also have 660% attack damage, fire damage to enemies within a range, and that goes up quite a bit as well for the ult. So when you get to ice, ice is good for certain dungeons based on the amount of shield you can provide. And so that's going to hit your tank up in the front. It'll hit all of your units in a line, so you're going to want to be on either of the corners to match up and get your tank in there. And you go over here at the start of the game, at the start of the battle, excuse me, grants defense up to all the allies for 10 seconds, which is pretty clutch because some of the bosses will hit you within 10 seconds. So that initial hit that they do, not their ult, but their initial hit, it's nice to have a defense up. Cold damage with the speed penalty 2 for 5 seconds, that's pretty good. It's a 100% chance, and then you get 400% damage there, not bad. But here it is, you know, grants 250% attack shield, 10 seconds. That's what you're going to be using mostly for this. Is the damage is kind of good, like 400%. as we already covered, 660, and then with this one it's 600%. So that makes it a little lackluster, right? But the shield is clutch. So there you go, guys. There's the skills that we're coming in with. All right, let's equip her. As you can tell, she's going to be on a really big attack damage build, and so I really like attack damage builds. In video games, I've always been a guy that likes to do high damage, glass cannon style. So with this being, a nice helmet that I pulled, 1 into attack percentage, 1 into crit damage, 15% there, 2 into crit rate, 11%. Really enjoy that. I think it's a decent helmet to start the season with. This set right here, guys, this is my most favorite set to roll right now. The reason being the Executioner set. I don't think a lot of people elaborate on how hard stats are to get when you're first starting out in a game like this. And so with this set giving you an extra 15% attack, and then you get the 10% crit rate, anybody that's walking into a game anywhere, you're just looking to get to something easy to build. And so this gives you very easy stats to build your first set of units. So that's why I feel like when you're farming, keep an eye out for good Executioner weapons, because you get very easy attack and crit rate. When you get the 3-piece set, it's really good too. It ignores 18% of the enemy's defense. So it's a really great set for attack units, and you're going to want to have high attack units to clear waves and goblins, as well as you're going to want to deal a lot of damage in the Venom. Now, what we're going to do is, usually when we build a unit and their equipment, you start with the armor. And so, as I did, I clicked on the helmet, but here's the armor. 60% armor, 2 into enlightenment, which isn't bad. You wouldn't really prefer that roll into HP. 10% into crit rate, and then crit damage is only 7%. Obviously, we would have rather it rolled into the crit damage than the flat HP. What are we going to do? I'm not a fan of the double roll into enlightenment either, but it's what we have for right now, and we'll get some better stuff soon, right? So then last but not least, I have my gloves, the 60% attack gloves. I'd prefer to do crit damage. We're always shooting for like 200% crit damage, right? I mean, it's just a target in my head that I set up. It's not even a real target, but 200% damage just sounds right. And then at least 75% to 80% crit rate. From what I've seen in the game so far, crit rate's pretty generous. And so, you crit a lot. Unless you're in PvP battles, you're going to be wanting to aim for that 100%. But for us, just playing the game right now, shoot for like 75% crit rate and 200% crit damage. If you can get that, you're going to be doing a lot of that PvE content. So this should be crit damage, preferably, right? High crit rate in here, accuracy double roll into there. I'll get better equipment soon, guys. Don't laugh at me right now. For the artifact, we have the Manticore statue. This is a good one for our Traveler because it's 18% attack, 126 flat attack, which is really good as well. The wearer's battle skill gains, it's going to gain bonus damage. Now, that's not your ult, okay? Just to be clear, your battle skill is your second one. So that's going to be damage for this guy, not your ultimate. So that was a key thing for me to have to pick up early, about midway through this month. And just one of those things, every game's got a little bit of a learning curve. Maybe you learned it just now like I got to help you with, but maybe you learned it before. I don't know. For the, what are these guys here? The runes. So for the runes, crit damage is really good here. If I could get another crit damage, obviously I'd be looking for that. But getting the attack with the attack percentage in there, defense double roll, I would love to switch this guy out. What are we going to do? So 12 on skill haste, I love that one. Double roll into attack percentage, I'm digging that one too. So this one's gonna be good to go. That is my Traveler build. All right, here we go. Now our MC is not on a timing. She's just gonna pop off as much as possible. The other three, Dane, Sigrid, and Latalis, are timed. So when I build this team, you're not needing to time her very much. You just want her to do damage. So that's why it's really easy to build her. High crit damage, high attack crit rate, very high as much as you can attack. And if you miss crits like I do, it happens. But you're eventually going to find gear with better crit rate. Aim for that 75 to 80% when we're first starting off here. It'll be fine. And then, you'll be shooting for 80% to 100% later on for PvP. So don't stress yourself out when you're farming. Always have a good time watching your units progress. The power spikes in this are absolutely amazing. You actually feel like you're earning your keep in here, so I'm digging on that. It's not too hard, it's not too easy. It's just the perfect amount of difficulty. And with easy units like this to build, they give you Horus, they give you Sigrid for the most part. They give you a really good opportunity to build your MC without having to farm too hard. And a lot of my friends have gotten, other units other than the Dane that I've been working with here. So yeah, guys, have a lot of fun with building your MC. Super easy unit to build. Just go as high as you can on that attack, as high as you can on the crit rate. And I would say crit rate is more important than crit damage, but never more important than high attack. So if it's between getting higher crit rate and you got good gloves that have high crit rate and high attack in them versus crit damage and high attack in them, take the crit rate gloves with the high attack, because the more you crit, the more damage you're going to do. And you want to crit, like if you can crit twice in a row for 2 waves, that's better than critting once on 1 wave and then just doing a normal attack on the next wave. Trust me, guys, I've been there. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time with me building this team. I've done it all week with you, and there's your first team to get you all the way through Goblins. It works in the Venom as well. And guys, enjoy Dragonair. I'm having a blast, and I can't wait to show you my next team, my secret team. Stay tuned.